Hey everyone, and welcome to the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich,
I'm Blackbeardy Des.
and we are your hosts for the Geek Chat, which is a great show about reviewing comics. This week we've got a whole bunch of new number ones, DC's Next Level, a couple Marvels, and I don't know what I read, but something from Image. Yeah, so stay tuned. We've got a lot to talk about. Hey everyone, you're watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. Again, I am Beardy Rich.
And I am Little Blackbeardy Des, as always.
Oh my God, it is hotter than the gates of hell in San Francisco. It is
It's not
so
that
hot.
bad.
It is so hot. You have air conditioning. You can shut all the way up.
That's right.
Yes.
AC,
Yes.
climate conditioning.
Yes. So this is the first time I've actually worn a shirt in the house. So hot.
So
Let's welcome in Kenneth.
usually covers
Welcome,
everything.
Space Case Collectibles, Kelly, Easy Reader, TJ, Super Zex, and Paul. Welcome in, everyone.
Yes, welcome in. So you're hot?
Oh boy, it's hot. The poor dog is just she's on the floor. She's just like,
Put a fan on her with some ice.
well, we have a fan on,
Okay.
which
Well,
is weird. She doesn't like the fan
probably scares
usually.
her. He's like, ah. But no, we have a great show for you tonight. Thank you, everyone. Who picked the lava lamp background? That would be the third Beardy. Mutton Chop Kyle. He picks the background. We don't.
Yeah, lava lamp background is probably temporarily the thing until I can find out where I hid the picture that used to be their background on this computer that isn't the computer I normally use. Listen, it's been a hell of a day.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy that you're here.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a month, and I woke up at 9 a.m. this morning, and it's not even been 12 hours, and it feels like it's been a month today. So
I've been up 4 hours.
I got to work from home, so I was really happy. So, in any case, we have a bunch of comics, like Rich said. But first, and what we always do, is we give away a comic book. So here is today's free comic. It's a variant cover from X-Men 27. It is a 1 in 15 by the amazing.
Well, it's a 1 in 25.
No,
by Gerald Farrell.
What I say, 1 in 17?
1 in 15.
Oh, I don't know. 1 in 25. So put in hashtag Geek Chat into the comment section wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube, Twitch. If I don't know, maybe you're watching from the future or watching in the past. Actually, if you're in the past, the future, we can't give it to you, so you got to be live. So definitely put in hashtag Geek Chat. We'll send it out to you. My lovely assistant Paul will make sure that it gets sent out this weekend. That way you can get it and you can tell all your friends how cool this cover is. I mean, look at my boy Scott right in the center, firing off that. This is just a great cover. I love seeing this cover. So when I saw it in the store, I was like, yes, this is the one. The one I have to do. Yep.
So side note, this is the only book I am still reading. Like, I've dumped pretty much every other book with an X in it. I am holding on to this one for one reason. I enjoy Netho Diaz's art. So when he moves on from this book, I will be moving on from this book. I'm reading it. I don't necessarily enjoy it that much, but I do love his art. Ever since the Doug Ramsey Heir to the Apocalypse miniseries, that was the first place I actually saw his art, and I loved it. So I am following him. The story is just very
well, it's good to have groupies, like they say.
Yeah.
So, but like Rich said, though, we do have a lot of comics. But before we start talking about comics, we're going to talk about Kyle's new hashtag, not my Spider-Man, because if you're living under a rock, unless you're living under a rock, you've had to have heard that Spider-Man Brand New Day The trailer came out. It is coming out July 21st, exclusively in movie theaters.
31st.
21st, whatever. What I love about that is they have to say, sorry, I just woke up, like Paul said. They exclusively have to say in the movie theaters, because everything is released both on streaming and in the movies at the same time, you never know where this stuff is going to be. So who knows?
So Super Zach's Juggernaut has been with the X-Men for a while now.
Yeah, he has been reformed. He is now part of the X-Men. Charles is out in space somewhere, so so who knows what's going on. But yeah, Spider-Man, brand new day. Let's talk about the trailer. Rich, why don't you start? I'm a Spider-Man fan, so I will definitely have a lot of opinions and thoughts about it. But I wanted to hear yours because you're kind of like Spider-Man adjacent, and so I wanted to see if a Spider-Man adjacent person was moved by it, then there might be hope for producer Kyle. So
well, Unknown has a question for you to make sure that they are eligible for tonight's giveaway.
Unknown, let's see if you were eligible. Yes, Unknown, you are eligible.
Yes, put it right in Geek Chat, get that comic. It's interesting that I feel like Marvel is their publishing and their movies are kind of in this weird state. We're going to get to another spider topic after this. I just don't know where they're going with this, where and why Frank Castle is in it. Though I was really happy to see the Punisher van. I thought that was pretty cool. And then you get all these villains that are showing up, which is, okay, cool. We get to see Scorpion. Who was the body jumping? What?
You get to see Tarantula too.
Yes. And then the hand.
Mm-hmm.
It piqued my interest enough to be like, oh, okay, we're definitely going to go. We've gone to every movie. We're not going to not go.
Exactly.
I will have a lot more after we see it, because right now I am seeing, is he going to get 6 arms? Like, what is this mutation going to be?
Hopefully 6 arms.
Hopefully 6 arms. That would be cool. They're saying that there was a figure missing that was edited out when he's jumping and all the hand is jumping. They're saying someone is supposed to be at the bottom, that they edited out. Yeah, it was a trailer. I mean, I don't get too excited over some trailers, and it's coming. It's coming July 31st. It'll be our first movie since Thunderbolts. It's weird that Marvel has reduced its output to so little. But that, I guess, is fan backlash because they felt like they were putting too much out, which I think that's ridiculous. If you can have 1,000 CSIs, pick a state, why can't we have multiple comic book things?
Yeah.
I've always hated that argument.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
Okay. So I'm a Spider-Man fan. You all know this. I'm a Spider-Man stan. You all know that. So for me, it was fun seeing this trailer and I have been a massive fan of all of the Spider-Man movies. The Tobey Maguire era, the limited and small Amazing Spider-Man era with Andrew Garfield, and then this one this series has been really good. And for me, it seems like Marvel has a problem, and Marvel has a problem. It's almost like when people make that joke about late stage capitalism, how it's really bad for everybody. And I hate to say it, but it is. I think Marvel has, and everyone knows it. The Marvel movies have kind of hit their hit their stride. They peaked, and now everything is just kind of mid right now, and they are cashing in a former glory for right now. And the reason I say this is because in that trailer there were a bunch of homages to other pictures, seriously, Amazing Fantasy #1. I'm surprised they didn't jack the Brand New Day. Just a bunch of stuff that I saw in that trailer that was for it was about capitalizing on images and not what the full thing was, and for that I was kind of annoyed about.
So I want to just say really quick, when I watched it again before the show, I noticed what you're talking about. I noticed those pinup shots that they kind of froze in time, and that also got me wondering,
I think what those are is, I think because of how stylized they are, I think they're going to be right at the beginning of the movie in order to collapse time for you to see how much time has passed since No Way Home and Brand New Day. And because it seems like he's already been established as a superhero running around New York, so people do know about him. So they're not going to show all the time that has happened. They're just going to show, probably clips of something as he's narrating about his life being Spider-Man, and being alone, and Aunt May being gone and stuff like that. So that's probably what that's from. Very stylized, couple scenes that they're gonna do, and then the movie actually starts. I think Punisher's only gonna be in it for maybe 2 or 3, like maybe 15 minutes, and I think that's only. He's only going to be there to try to pull him back down to a street level version. Because if you notice in the three Spider-Man movies that came before, it was very high tech, very high fantasy, very, very high sci-fi. They went to space and all that. They're trying to ground him down now to be much more of a grounded type of person. So that's why I think the Punisher's there. That's why I think Scorpion's there. I do think that the Hand is kind of misplaced in there. I don't know why the Hand is there. I don't know why it's not Mr. Negative and his team, because supposedly the rumor is that what's his name? Stephen Yeun is supposed to be in it, and maybe he will be Mr. Negative, and so Mr. Negative will be the main villain. That's a speculation at this point, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you want, or Scorpion and Tarantula are all assassins trying to kill him, like, maybe, but it seems like I don't know what's happening, but I'm getting kind of Spider-Man 3 vibes from it, only because of how packed it is. And I don't know why it needs to be this many people. I mean, I really don't know why it needs to be that many people. Like a cameo from Punisher would have been great, because Punisher came out in Spider-Man and they were adversaries and worked together. It just seems like Punisher is just on the road right now. He's just like, he was in Daredevil, now he's in Spider-Man. I like half expect to see Daredevil pop up in this movie somewhere. Like, seriously, I expect him to pop up somewhere. I mean, my hope is if he does, it's a cameo. And another thing is if I'm seeing the Hand, it's really sad, because then I won't, because I always associate Elektra with the Hand.
Yeah.
And I just don't know where the Hand fits in all this. And again, please in the comments, tell me if I've missed a story in which Peter fought the Hand or something, because I do not remember anything like that.
Going into the comments.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's get to the comments.
Leonard, Armor Wars, that could have been great had Marvel done anything prior to set anything up, but unfortunately, with the whole Iron Man dying and Riri becoming the Iron Person, we haven't even seen Rhodey. Like, who's going to be Rhodey now? Are they going to recast? Are they going to, like?
And who's the broker? They showed who the Shadow Broker was, and they could have with Sharon, with the whatever her name was, and that
Sharon, Power Broker.
Was that
the Power Broker?
The Power Broker. So they could have pivoted into it, because I know that there was talks about an Armor War TV show, but it's just, I think Marvel at this point is just doing damage control.
I
you
agree.
know?
And, Unknown, you know what? We know that Marvel has always added things in to their trailers
Oh yeah.
that never make it in the movie. And Endgame was one of the biggest. I mean, they put a whole trailer out and half of it didn't even happen. So yeah, all those shots could be fan service for the movie and not even show, or they could be like Des said in the beginning. I don't know. Kelly says Deadpool referencing Wolverine. I think that was cute, but I'm real over the whole mega universe.
Yeah, they
crap
need to
now.
really bring it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hey, SF, welcome in.
yeah, so I guess this is the response to the to Leonard's Spider-Man protest. And so Kyle says, in the 3 movies before, they gave the middle finger to all honest, real Spider-Man lore in favor of making crappy popcorn movies at the expense of my fandom. Oh man, look at him!
Coming in hot.
So you're gonna kill Aunt May, but you're gonna kill her the wrong way. You're gonna make Uncle Ben die, but you're gonna kill him the wrong way. You're gonna make Mary Jane somebody other than who Mary Jane's always been. You're gonna make every other character somebody other than who they've always been in the Marvel comics, and you're gonna expect me as a Spider-Man fan for 40 years to come here and not have a problem?
Yes.
No, you've lost me. Screw
Why?
you.
You got 2 different movies that did the same thing in the last 30
And
years.
they all sucked.
They did not suck.
Every last one of them was a waste
God.
of time and money.
Stop yelling at the clouds, Kyle.
Bring back the Spider-Man TV show from the 80s,
Damn.
which was also real bad. But that was
wow,
because you could still see the strings.
Didn't you hear it? Did you hear it in his throat? He was like, "Bring back the Spider-Man from the 70s." And I get it. We're all Spider-Man fans, at least I am. And I just want to say Daredevil might pop out of the popcorn bucket. I mean, come on.
Okay, if they can make that happen, I will take back everything I just said. If Daredevil pops out of my popcorn bucket, I will take back everything I just said.
Oh, okay. Hey, so thank you. Danny Wayne says maybe it could be the Shadowland storyline. I don't really remember that. I thought that was more so about Daredevil going crazy and becoming the leader of the Hand when the demon possessed him. That could be it. But I do like this more street level Spider-Man who's doing his own thing. I do like that he's using his science, and talking to Bruce Banner about what could be happening. Hey, Jabroni Chief. So I like the mystery of what's happening and what's what he's thinking of. I do hope that we get a little bit of PG body horror, and by that I mean like we get to see his 6 arms, and we get to see some interesting mutations. But I have to admit I liked it. I really liked it. I think we're finally getting the quote unquote loner Spider-Man, and because of that, I think it's not bad. And which then, I mean, Spider-Man Brand New Day, it really kind of references the Dan Slott comic book that kind of launched Mary Jane not being a part of his life and all that bullshit that I did not like. I always thought Mary Jane and Peter Parker should be together, period. End of story. I don't know why he isn't. Saddest white boy in comics. And I do believe that they should be together. And I think Dan Slott does too, because Dan Slott has a new comic book series coming out. I didn't get you any. I'm sorry, Kyle. I didn't get you any images from it. I totally forgot to put in images from the new comic that he was asking. But it seems like Dan Slott went to the internets in order to plead with you to please buy his new Spider-Man book, which is Spider-Man, Brand New Day. And that's something that Rich and I wanted to talk about in this world of super, costly movies that they get right or wrong, depending on who you are. And we have, the actual writers. Like, I mean, seriously, Dan Slott, is one of the people that kind of came up with Brand New Day. Dan Slott, one of the people that came up with, if not the chief architect of Spider-Verse. So all these, so you got these creators, and they're literally begging you on the internet to buy their comic. What? Like I am just perplexed by that whole sentence that came out of my mouth. I am perplexed about. Like,
Yes.
I get some promotion for it, but damn, that's crazy. So, and I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like a blame game kind of situation or who to blame, but sheesh, this is crazy. I knew you had a lot of stuff about it, Rich, so I can't wait to hear what you had to say about this.
So I just want to go back to the comments. TJ, Nicholas Hammond, I loved that Spider-Man. It was both campy and trashy, and I loved it. Welcome in, Hobbit Kaylee.
Yes.
Nice to have you in. Danny, yes, we probably, if we are getting the Hand, we got to get Daredevil at least. So maybe he's the edited out figure. Maybe they don't want us to know that, but come on now. Great. If Frank's going to be in it, why not?
It leads into a Daredevil movie. Let's go. I'm here for it.
Yeah. We do need Mario Morales. I think you meant Miles. Yes, you did. Miles. Yes, someday we'll get Miles. Hey, Bob, welcome in. And Steve, why do it smell like salt milk? Oh my God. All right. So, and regret. Oh my God, when that came into my Twitter feed, I was like, Dan Slott, the hell are you begging for? Why are you begging? You, not you, Dan, you Marvel have created this scenario yourselves. Everybody jokes that no book is going to go longer than 10 or 9 or 10. Like, we know this. And now you've just admitted Marvel is on a 5 comic cycle.
Ooh, when he said
that is
that,
one reason.
I was like,
yeah,
oh.
Yeah. So he is letting it known Marvel has zero faith in any book they publish. That is how I, as not only a fan of comic books, but a retailer, I now learn, well, I mean, come on. We've known Marvel really doesn't have any hope. And what's up, Kyle?
No, I just have a question for you on this topic.
Sure.
Okay.
Is it that they have no faith in the books, or is it that they have no faith in the readership?
I'm gonna say both. No, I'm not blaming the readers for this, because Marvel
I'm
is
not
putting
saying
out.
we should. I'm saying does Marvel.
What?
Readers won't buy enough copies of a number 6 to make it worth doing, so it's better to do a number 1. Marvel has lost faith in the readers.
Yes. Well, also they've done it themselves. About a decade ago, they started doing the Netflix model, what I call the Netflix model. And it's very irritating because Netflix will release 8 stories, say we're great, and not just Netflix, it's all the streaming now.
Yeah.
We're going to release 8 episodes, you're going to be happy, you're going to love it, and we'll give you another one in 3 years. It is BS. It is BS, but they've trained readers to either wait for the trade. Remember, we had the whole wait for the trade. That was about 2 decades ago.
Yep.
Now you have, when it's acceptable to have Stranger Things season 4 and then the next season, and everyone's like, oh, just feed it to me. Ridiculous. Marvel adapted that. And now we're getting 5, 6 issues. They've cut their whole space line. I don't think we're getting that book, Des. I really don't think we're getting Xavier's book.
Oh, no.
I think that they cut their losses and they're going to move on to the next thing. And when Dan Slott, and you love Dan Slott's writing, when we first started the show eons ago, we're reading his books. And he's done a lot of big things. But when that creator can't even get eyes on a book, I just think that it's Marvel needs to look at what is working with DC. Absolute Batman is on like its 27th first or 27th printing for number 1. The readership is there. I don't think Marvel is allowing the readership to be there anymore, if that makes sense. I now look at books. I'm like, is this book going to last? Why am I reading it then?
It's sad. It's sad times when there's a thing in marketing called what is it called? It's called gallery viewing or showrooming. I think it's what it's called, in which a person will go to a retail establishment. They will look at the device or whatever they want in their hands, and then they'll put it down and then buy it online. And I think that is what's happening. I think bookstores who are lucky enough to have people come in and actually, be their patrons and actually buy stuff from them. What happens a lot of the times now, if they're not trying to scalp it, or they're longtime, readers who have been trained, or through years and years of rigorous comic book training to go in every Wednesday and buy. What happens now is someone will go in, and I'm unfortunately no better than anyone else probably. They'll go in and they'll look at a book, and they might put down, they might buy a number one, see if they like that number one, but because they don't think it's going to be a long time, or they don't think it's going to be something that they can really get into, they will showroom it, like literally look at it. They might pick up a number one if they're conscious enough to want to support the business. They might buy the number one, but they'll probably trade wait for the rest of it. Or even worse, they'll come in and they'll look at all the trades, see what's going on in the trades, and then buy them at like Amazon or something. So I think that is one of the kind of worst things that's happening now. And so part of us, can't be terribly mad at Marvel or DC or anything like that, because they've kind of shot themselves in the foot by making everything such readily available. And don't even get me started on the folks who will rather read it online and will pay a service to read it. And the whole thing about waiting 3 months or waiting however long Marvel has their delay, people don't care, because what'll happen is people will just read old stuff, or they'll read something else, while they're on the toilet or on the pot or whatever, and I think that's the worst thing. And I think one of the ways that they could actually, tie it in better would be to, have some kind of advertisement or some kind of tie-in that would get people in stores and in the movies. And I think that's, this tie-in of Spider-Man One More Day, and then saying, hey, we have this comic book coming out, I think would be a great thing. And the fact that you literally have the writer doing that is bad. It's bad business for Marvel. I think on this trailer, they should have released, if you want to read the continuing stories of Spider-Man, check out your local comic book dealer. Check out and have a link for a comic book store locator.
Well, the bad thing is Spider-Man, the actual book, isn't anything worth, reading.
Not even that. It's just, I think they should be trying to at least prop up the thing that is giving them the source material. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and I get it. I get it.
So like on the bottom of this trailer, on the bottom of this thing, they could literally say at the bottom, for the continuing adventures of Spider-Man, check out your local comic book store. And then there's
the comic book locator.
Yeah. Something like that. Something easier. Like if Marvel truly cared about, well, number one, if Marvel truly cared about the creators, they'd give them more money out of the billions of dollars that they make off these movies. Number one, because literally, comic books, I don't care who you ask or who you say or what they say, comic books are storyboards. And they literally nowadays, because folks are lazy and, we have AI, they will take comic books and they will literally just put them on the screen now. And I'm like, that one thing where they took in the last Thor movie, Love and Thunder, where they basically had an image that was from a comic book translated onto the screen. And it's like,
right.
And it's like getting a thank you at the end of a movie and like $5,000 is not enough. I'm sorry. So there's like an equity thing that's not correct either in this whole situation. So I don't know what the I don't have all the answers. I'm not Sway. Okay. I don't have all the answers. That's an old callback if you know what I'm talking about. But But yeah, it's just a weird. It's just a weird thought that people are.
Well, now, that was odd. When it boils down to it, yes, Kyle.
No, Des got so excited he blipped out of existence. Maybe Thanos is the only thing that was right in those movies.
Right. So welcome in, Jay. Nice to see you here. I'm glad you're looking forward to the movie. Yes, Kelly, we kind of are being underestimated by Marvel. I would agree. And you know how I am with people getting off my lawn. Yes. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. It's like
You got
it's like
really excited.
I what was that?
You got really excited.
Yeah, and I like shorted on my computer. I don't know what that was. Dan got Thanos. Don't say that. Oh,
He disappeared.
Had me out here with get my cats with the little broom trying to clean me up. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a very interesting conversation. We love hearing from you all about it. I think it's great that we're able to at least talk about this. Did you go over some of the comments that were in the comment section? Yeah. I think Hydra Asylum is right on it. I'm excited for this one. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hopefully you can run off a little bit of you can rub off on Kyle. But yeah, I'm ready for something else. Shut up, Joe. Jabroni Chief. My bills are paid, son. But that was a long way for us to talk about Spider-Man. No matter what, we will be talking about it. So we will be seeing it. So
we'll have that review.
We will have that review. That definitely. So let's go on to some comic books. And so okay. So if you saw our little blurb about what we're doing, we are all in for DC. So this is going to be a DC centric show. Like there's going to be a lot of DC books, a lot of like we did last week. We did a lot of that for this week too. I mean, we missed a couple because we didn't want it to be full on DC, but sit back because we're doing a lot of DC. And part of me is just part of me feels, and we've talked about this before, that just DC is just a stronger publisher at the moment.
At the moment.
So
now, 3 years ago, I did not agree with that statement.
Yeah.
But I will be honest. This all-in initiative, I think that they are trying something that they haven't done in years, and it is making me more DC heavy in my reading. Every FOC, I just sadly cut more Marvel, and I mean it's balancing out because I'm adding for every DC title I add, I basically subtract a Marvel title. But my enjoyment is there. And I think the enjoyment factor for me with DC. So we're going to be reviewing 3 brand new number ones. And I always thought it was crazy when Marvel or DC does this. Why do you give us 3 new number ones in 1 week? Why can't we have a new number one every week? That would make a little bit more sense. But no, we got 3 brand new next level books this week. Starting with, I don't know why we're starting with Lobo first, but
because I really wanted to hear what you wanted to say about this because it seemed like you were very excited for it. So basically, you might not know this, but a lot of the stuff I try to put in what Rich is excited for to hear what he has to say, and then I try to end it off on what I think he'll like, but most of the time I'm just kind of like that way we kind of have like a bookend of like stuff that we both liked at the beginning and stuff that we liked at the end, and then we kind of like put the center. So it's like a compliment sandwich. You start with something good, you have the bad, then you have the good. So that's kind of what I try when I set out the outline for us. So
I see. So Bounty Me, I think, is a play on, since he's a bounty hunter, I think it's a play on that. Actually, the first thing I thought it said was Mount Me, and I was like, what? And then I had to relook at it. So the story is done by Scotty Young. Art is Jorge Corona. Colors Jean-Francois Beaulieu. And the lettering is Nate Picos of Blambot. And the main cover was done by Jorge Corona. And there was a bunch of variant covers for this as well. And a 1 in 25. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see it though.
Quickly, I just learned how to say that guy's name.
Who?
John Francois Bolio.
Bolio.
Yeah, like polio, but with a B.
Bolio. Thank you.
Steve, I didn't see, honestly, in my selection, I didn't see any of the Lobo covers, so I apologize. I'm kind of at the mercy of the store, so. Okay, Rich, I gotta know, what did you think of the main man?
All right, I did not hate it, but I did not love it. I thought it did what a number one was supposed to do, though. It gave enough backstory for new readers that have zero clue who he is. They included the pretty Lobo, which was hysterical.
Yep.
That was fun. I love that his origin took a couple pages, and it's not his real origin. It's the origin he's telling, which I thought that was pretty fun. The art is definitely not traditional.
It's very
by
stylized.
any means. It's very stylized. It took me probably 18 pages to get used to Lobo's head being this big and his body being this big.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like the cover shows, his head is so tiny on this giant body.
Yeah, the proportions were really, really exaggerated on this one.
Yes. But the ending actually made it so you kind of want to read the next issue. So they did what they were supposed to do. I don't know if I'm going to be on this journey. I will give it a couple issues for sure. But it all depends on where this goes. And I'll be honest with you. Scotty Young has a certain flair about him, his writing. If you've ever read any of the I Hate Fairylands, this is kind of in the same lane. And I read I Hate Fairyland up and through he stopped drawing. When he stopped drawing, I stopped reading. Not that Bean, the dude that did Dork, he was the penciler. Not that it was bad, but I kind of was reading it more for his art than the story. So now this, I kind of get the same vibe, if that makes sense. I did like a lot of the gags in it. It's a humor that Lobo has, and you either love it or you hate it. It's kind of like reading Gru. Remember Gru?
Yeah.
Gru has a certain humor to it that you either like or don't like. Yeah, Super Zax, his hair is cuckoo through this whole issue.
Yeah.
Whole issue. And yeah, I do miss Corona's art on Transformers. It really did fit Transformers in a weird way because he's not drawing a lot of humans. I mean, there are some humans in Transformers, but it is about big mechanical robots. So I think his art really lended itself well to that genre. His aliens are more of what you saw in other books. Do you know what I mean? The how they made it look. So I would love it if Lobo shaved his head. That would be awesome.
So for me, I was never really the biggest Lobo fan. I'm sorry.
No, don't be. It's fine.
I know he was a joke character that kind of, took on a life
Blew
of his
up.
own. What was that?
He was a joke that blew up.
Yeah, and so for that, I think whenever you're doing a sort of joke character to kind of, lambast the or lampoon the I guess the industry that you're in, and then it kind of takes on a life of its own and becomes sort of this sort of like, anti hero kind of person, and you can make money off them, well then you're going to do that. And this is definitely not the Lobo from the 80s, because you can't do that anymore. You can't do that in this current climate. But what they were able to do in it, I thought was really funny. And I knew that Scotty Young was enough of a wordsmith, and had the ideas to be able to make it funny. I mean, he is lambasting or lampooning, reality TV stars. And so that's basically what it's about. Is Lobo is going to become a reality TV star, and for me, just that thought of it kind of seems like, well, duh, no brainer. But I think it could lead to a lot of funny stuff. I mean, given this is not going to be a continuing story or anything, it's one of those things that you're kind of like, well, do I want to be on this ride and go through this sort of like silliness? Yeah. Yeah. So no, don't get me wrong. I love the original, the original Lobo from the 80s when what he was supposed to do. Like, I really liked that. But as he has kind of become more of a, mainstay, he's always just kind of watered down. And that's just what happens when you take a character that was supposed to be this sort of like anti-character, and then you kind of try to make them mainstream, or they become mainstream, and then you try to continue to capitalize on that. You kind of have to make adjustments. And it's just those adjustments that I'm just kind of like, well, when you take that away, he becomes kind of a one-note character. And so adding this reality stuff to it, seems kind of funny, because now you can actually poke fun at this meta commentary about the world that we live in now. And I think that's kind of funny. I do wish that he had drew it, though. I do think that there was a missed opportunity for him to draw this. But I hate to say it, but I believe that his full on shift from comic book artist to writer has now been complete. And so now he does the covers, and that's just his gig now. And hey, more power to him. Okay, so let's see what people are saying about me. Okay, so Steve, shame on you, Des. What? I don't know. Would it make you feel better? You can't with me right now. Would it make you feel better if I said that I loved Handsome Lobo? Does the sparkly personality makes up for not being a huge Lobo fan? Yeah, thank you so much. I'm actually waiting. I can't wait to see Jason Momoa as Lobo. I think he will. I think if you watch his performance in Minecraft, his performance in Wrecking Crew, that movie that came out from Amazon with Dave Bautista, which is a pretty good movie. It's not that bad. And Paul and I watched it. We had some popcorn and watched it. It's not that bad. And you look at his in the Fast and the Furious. That's Lobo. Seriously, you get shades of Lobo in all three of those performances, and even a little bit in Aquaman. So, like, we've already been living in a Lobo world. We just haven't seen it yet. What about Ambush Bug? Well, Ambush Bug is another joke character, but I think with Ambush Bug, he was completed. I think it was Geffen was the one with him, and so he continued to be a joke character long after his initial run. So he was always that way, and because Geffen was able to continue to do that for a lot of it, he was able to keep that kind of tongue in cheek going. But yeah, I liked it. All right, what's up next?
Next up is Deathstroke, the Terminator.
Okay. When you said to me that you wanted to read this as a book, I was like, ugh. I was like, really? We're going to read this? Okay.
Hey, Barlord.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that Geffen did create Lobo. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to say that last name. Let's get it.
Tony Fleece did the writing. The artist and cover was done by Carmine Di Giandomenico. Domenico. Yes. Gian Domenico.
Yep.
I love
Better than I
him.
could have done.
I love his art. The color is by Ivan. This is the name I'm going to have. Placenta. No.
Sure. No.
Placencia.
At this
I don't know.
point, just run with it.
Sorry. Yes, Kyle, you
Take
know how
the
to say
T
his
out,
name?
and you got it right. It's placentia.
Oh, placentia.
Placentia.
Huh.
And Wes Abbott. Thank you, Wes Abbott, for having just Wes Abbott. He
Yeah.
did the letters, and then a bunch of variant covers.
I don't know what it is about now. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sorry if I get your nationality wrong. But the guys that have the day something or another, are they Spanish or Italian? Because
I thought Italian.
Because I thought maybe, and I know I could look it up. I know we can look it up, but all of them have a certain stylized aesthetic that I think is just gorgeous to look at.
He's Italian.
Italian. See, that's what I thought. So all the artists who are from that school of art is just gorgeous. So when I first looked at this book, I thought, okay, the art is going to be gorgeous. At least I can have something pretty to look at. But damn if I wasn't wrong. I was so annoyed by that. I was so annoyed by this book. I was so annoyed because I actually really liked it. And I'm annoyed by that because I've always thought, Deathstroke was so much better as a villain than he ever was as a father or an anti-hero. But I don't know what it was about. This book just was a page turner for me. Like, it was just enough internal dialogue. The action was smooth and it was precise, and it felt like you were reading and watching an action movie. And like even the little callbacks to his past were great. Starting it off with Rose 2 Ravager was so good. And having her being like, I'm out, and then a Wintergreen, and then what happens at the end? Who was he on the phone with? It's like, what? I don't know. It was a mystery within a mystery. This book was great. Like, this book was damn good. And the fact that like this is how you set up a comic book about a man who is supposed to be the deadliest man alive, or one of the deadliest men alive. This is how you like I want to see, like, in this book now I want to see like Lady Shiva. Now I want to see a Game Master. Now I want to see all these other assassins. Like, swear to God, if Bronze Tiger is in this book, hands down, best book of the year. This book was great. It looked great. It read great. It moved. The other assassins that popped up straight out of left field. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you shitting me with this? And the action was great, and it was brutal, and it was just so good. This was such a good book, yo. Like, this was such a good book. I was so annoyed by it. When I read it, because I was like, this is damn good. Yeah, anyway. But
I agree with you 100%.
yeah.
So again, I was reading this for the art. I actually like Deathstroke. I've always liked him ever since he made his debut trying to kill the Titans.
Yeah.
Takes on his son's contract with Hive, tries to kill the Titans, the whole thing with Terra. I actually really liked the series that, oh my God, I'm blanking on it. Priest wrote some Deathstroke for a while.
He did. I forgot.
And I liked it. I like this character when he's done right. When he is done wrong, he's just another generic villain, and he's not engaging.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the art was going to be something special because I followed this artist since I remember seeing him on that terrible X Factor run where they all had the weird yellow costumes.
I see, and that was the reasons why I loved that run, was because of his art. I thought his art was the one that saved the book. I mean, the book was trashed. Like, I can look back now on it.
Terrible.
But the artwork is really what saved that book.
Yes, and now he has been working for DC for a while. I'm telling you, Marvel, you lost another amazing artist, and I'm glad he ended up on a book I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta agree with on everything, including the pacing. Oh my god, the pacing of this book. It all takes place in, I don't know, a half hour,
Yep.
not even a half hour. And a lot of comic books nowadays, you start reading and you're just like, done. It took me a minute. I'm done. This book, you looked at panels, you looked at like Tony Fleece wrote the hell out of this book, and
Yep.
everyone else did their job. I do have to agree with, was it TJ who said this? It was easy reader. Oh my God, I have to agree. The writing, the letter, the font size is so tiny, but it kind of made the book. Like it having not large word bubbles allowed for more of the gorgeous art to show. So I was okay with that choice, but yes, easy reader, I agree.
Yeah, I think that might have been a stylized choice for him because there are certain font standards that you're supposed to do, and or maybe they adjusted it afterwards, and that's what it made it so small. Because if you look at the art is so detailed and so intricate in some areas, you know. I don't know how to read and trade either, and thank God I'm gonna buy it. So you can add this to my list, Rich. What books I'm
All
gonna
right.
buy.
And I just want to say the coloring. We don't talk about colorists
good.
enough, but the colors in this book were spot on for everything he was put into. Slade was put into had this really beautiful color palette.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have to say, so Lobo, I didn't hate nor love. It was a good number one, and I'll kind of read the number two. Deathstroke, I think, was the strongest DC book this week.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve, that could be. I just want to say the whole part with Wintergreen.
Deathstroke is not a good guy, Kelly.
He's
Put it out
not.
of your mind.
He kills for money.
Yeah, this is an assassination attempt that goes wrong. It's a setup, basically. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but it was a setup. So he's actually trying to kill somebody. So this is you literally have it's. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's the wounded assassin trope. And now he has to find out who was pulling the strings about what's going on.
Yes.
And I really hope that's why I'm saying, like, I want him to meet other assassins. I want him to use his networks now because he doesn't have a lot of his resources that he has. Like, he is this first issue literally stripped him down to nothing. And the fact that they were able to do what they did to Wintergreen, a long time, Deathstroke supporter just means like for me, it just means like the stakes are high,
Yep.
and you just know because of how they started it with Rose, she's going to be integral into it. So I cannot wait.
I've always loved Rose. I love Rose.
For her to don the
Joey.
Ravager, or I cannot wait for her to don the Ravager armor. Like I know she is.
I hope.
I can't wait for it. See, this was my book of the week, honestly. Like, just I'm so pumped about it. It was really good. It's a really good book.
Yeah. So Kelly, he's not really a punisher. He is more of you pay him, he kills, but he's really good at what he does, and he's enhanced.
Yeah.
Whereas Frank is usually written as mentally angry and just wants to kill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has a code, but yeah, definitely a better Deadpool than Deadpool. Right me. All right, so this next book was weird. This next book is weird.
All right, Batwoman.
Oh my God, that sigh. Oh, that sigh.
Greg Rucka is back doing Batwoman. Danny is the artist. Matt Hollingsworth did the coloring, with Hassan Atzmain El-Hau was the letterer. And that cover was done by Danny.
No pouches were harmed in the making of Deathstroke.
No, definitely not.
I started the last one, and that sigh. Ooh, I want to hear it.
All right, I'm gonna just I love using this word, and I think it is my catchphrase. But this book was terrible.
What? Oh my
I
god!
am
Oh my
I
god!
I was so excited for Greg Rucka to come back to Batwoman, only to read more recycled garbage.
Oh,
Yeah, Kelly, you should mute this, and I don't want it to ruin it for you for you.
yeah.
Um, this is a case of not getting over the past, not allowing a character to move on, literally rehashing something that happened. When was the last book? 5 years ago.
It was longer than
Like,
that.
they rehashed it again in the new 52 version, and God, we're getting it again. I am so sick of her sister.
Yeah, the twin sister.
Sick of the sister, sick of the trauma, sick of her being in a therapist chair. I wanted something new. It's next level, not recycle. I thought the art was not up to par at all for what this book is. I mean, we went from, oh my God, what is his name?
J.H. Williams. No,
J.H. Williams the third,
no, it wasn't
and
him.
his
It was
gorgeous
the
panels
other
to
guy. I know his
this.
name.
No, it was J.H. He did the Batwoman.
No, he was not a fan of Alice. And to tell you the truth, honest truth, I wasn't either. I always thought the twin sister angle was a little like too on the nose for the light and dark thing, and then the whole thing about it being a prophecy and the demon and all this other stuff. It made it too. I don't know. I never felt like that hook or that angle really worked for Batwoman because I don't. It just doesn't seem like I think they were really trying to go for something new with it. But yes,
There's nothing new in this book.
yeah, there was a definitely a trauma dump beginning, and the artwork I think had an interesting. See, the artwork was in some instances I thought it was really good, and in other instances I was like that just looks awkward. So I'm on the fence about the art because it's very stylized in a way that in some panels it looked great. It looked like okay, this is cool. And in other panels I was just like ooh. Like the bigger panels where Alice is like lunging at her. I thought that was a really cool page. Um but it just I don't know. It's like this whole book where okay, so okay, go back to let's go back to Deathstroke. Deathstroke, gave you his past while he was trying to kill someone, gave you what's going on while he's trying to kill someone, and then gave you some stuff at the end. This one spent way too much in the past, and it felt like why was she like the whole thing with the therapist and all this stuff. I know it was a device to get kind of into her head and to talk about the past a little bit, but then it seemed like she was not making peace with it, and she was. But then the last panel she shows up as Batwoman and she's like come and get me, and I'm like that was not the person that we read about the last 20 plus issues. Like the woman we read about was deeply traumatized and torn and just distraught, and now we're supposed to believe that like was it an act? Did I miss something? Like I really felt like I missed something, and I didn't want to go back and reread it. That was the thing. I didn't want to go back and reread it. And so maybe Greg Rucka is trying to tell a much longer story. And I'm trying to think like, is this one of those weird things that Steve Orlando was doing with Wanda? Because we spoke about this a couple episodes ago that you'll do these small little mini runs, and now Jed McKay said the same thing. This is now like the second arc of the story. Instead of keeping it like, keep numbering it, that is make it, different arcs. Maybe this is a new arc in this sort of Alice trilogy that Greg Rucka really wants to tell. But I just feel like it's been so far removed from it that I was expecting it to be something new and something fresh. So when I saw Alice again, I was like, we're still here? We're still talking about this? Like, there's other stuff that's going on that could be so much more that we could mine a little bit more about,
I think giving her a new villain would be great.
Thank you.
And Hydra Asylum says, they could have had a milestone character in place of this book. I don't understand where this book came from.
I don't know where it fits.
I don't know where it fits. It's not there's nothing in this book that makes me want to read the next issue.
So TJ says something very interesting. Kate Kane is not a member of the Bat family. She is a professional victim. That's a very interesting take on that character. I never really thought about that.
Well, she really isn't a member of the family.
But they tried to make her remember, like, what's his name? 3J's. He was writing Detective Comics. What was his name? Tinian. Tinian was writing. No, J's. I don't know. Tinian was writing a Detective, and remember, Batwoman was part of that team, and Clayface and Robin. I liked that book. I thought that book.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm thinking,
this isn't.
She can be part of a team. She can do stuff with other people. She seems to be a competent leader because her father trained her to be. So, like, she was in the military. Like, the whole stuff that Greg Rucka did with her and what's her name? Was it Monica? No, it was it Monica? I want to say
a little bit more. The Question?
Like, yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Renee Montoya?
Yeah, weren't they together for a minute?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that. I don't know. The whole Alice thing is just so tired. It's so played out. Let's do something new.
Yes. I agree.
But yes. Okay. So Batwoman aside, not very good. I don't know if I'll pick it up in trade. I actually might pick it up in trade because I think this might read better as a trade. But at this point, it's kind of a miss for me. It's a no for me, dog. It is giveaway time. Not to give away, but to tell you about our fantastic giveaway. Nope, not Teen Titans. It's time for a giveaway, not for Death Fight Forever. Not for that either. It's not the Century. This little sneak preview of what we're going to be giving, what we're going to be talking about. Hopefully, might run out of time. Yes, they used to think I looked like Randy Jackson when I was younger. So I don't know. But
all right. This is X-Men.
X-Men
27.
See, we should have just gone with my plan and kept talking. Then Des disappeared again.
I did?
Yes.
Yeah.
I apologize.
This is by Gerald Perel, the variant. It could be yours for free by putting the hashtag Geek Chat in the comments wherever you are watching.
Yes. Whether it's YouTube, Facebook, wherever, put in hashtag Geek Chat because we want to give you this. And I want to send it to your home because actually, tell the guys on shit, if you don't, I might keep this one because I really like this cover. I really like this cover because I really like Cyclops. So there, near. Yeah. All righty. Yes, we're done with Batwoman. Kelly, you can read it. All righty. So back to Kyle. Kyle, what's going on this week, buddy? What's
some
happening? Stuff? Okay.
Yeah, some stuff.
Okay.
Nothing after the show tonight. Then tomorrow at 1, Matthias and I have Matt Hawkins from Image Comics on. Then Nick is doing the art show. Nancy's doing her show. And then next week is normal.
Cool. That's awesome.
Right, I'm going to go back to having a migraine.
Okay, sorry. So as you know, we have a bunch of stuff. Please check it out. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your grandparents, tell your uncles and aunts, tell your dogs. Get them an Instagram. That way they can watch too. New Teen Titans.
Tate Bromble did the writing. Sammy Basiri did the art. Adriano Lucas did the something, and Tom Napolitano did something as well. So the writing is in tiny little green letters on a brown background.
It's terrible.
And it's we're really proud of our creators by doing this, guys. This is disrespectful. Disrespectful that you put it on the very last page, tucked away at the top. Disrespectful. Much like this issue was.
Woo!
So I guess Lemire's out. His story ended with the run of KO. We get a new writer. This new writer has plans of his own. This is only a fill-in. We're getting a whole new Titans book. And this writer has gone on to say, in other forms of social media, he was asked about, yes, make it hard for Rich to read. This book fits in. He was asked about Starfire. He was asked about Beast Boy. He was asked about Raven. And the response was, DC has other plans for these characters. They're not for me to use. I thought that was quite interesting. What now are they going to be doing? Where are they going?
New Justice
What is
League.
going on? Maybe it is the new Justice League. Though the new Justice League that's coming up is villains. So that is where I don't know what's going on. All I know is this book started and it has a talking coffee machine. And I will say the art was not terrible by any means. It was, most of the book was done in the nine panel layouts. That is pretty much the entirety of the book. With some changing of the panels.
Mm-hmm.
We go through different costumes. We go through different looks. We go through different eras of the Titans. This is again a case, much like last week's show, where it's a case of why is this cover on this book? Because we get this new team on the very last page. We were completely wrong in who we thought was going to be in it.
Yep.
This I feel like is a step down from what I have been reading in my Titans book. I know the retailers were there were retailers that were pissed because they just changed the title in the middle of a run. And I guess if you have some of the comic programs out there that track your books, there's some problems with that. I get it. All new lineup starts here, new Titans, probably going to be 5 issues and then books canceled. I don't see it going on. Yeah. I don't know how I felt about this book.
It was a lie.
It was jarring.
It was
to
a lie.
read some things. What was a lie?
It was a lie. The whole thing was a lie. They were stuck in a simulation, and it was dumb.
Yes.
And they talked to them through a
coffee pot.
maker. And then, of course, Dick figures it out, and they get escaped, and then they show up on the end. It was boring. It was dumb. It was unnecessary. It was literally a filler issue, and it was just so annoying. That cover is a lie. Like, I know how some covers are lies. Like, you're like, oh, that didn't happen, or that person's not there, blah, blah. No, none of it. None of this happened. It was dumb. It was dumb. I did not like this book at all. And I want to see the new Titans. I want to experience, I want to read about them. Like, because I'm fine with the new lineup. I think it's going to be interesting, but this is not it, Chief. This was bad. Like, I'm sitting there flipping, and I'm like, are you seriously going to recycle these pages? Are you seriously going to recycle these images for this? And I know you think you're clever because you're thinking because it's a simulation, like all the things are the same and all this other stuff. I was just like, get out of here with this. I didn't like this book at all. And if you want people to follow and read what's happening, that final splash where they all kind of like open up and they come, it was the most trite and boring. I did not like it at all. And I'm just so happy that like I can just kind of forgive. And so I'm gonna pick up the next one, and hopefully, I'll finally get an introduction to the new team, because this was not it. This was a horrible issue, and it was a waste of money, and it was a waste of paper. Seriously,
Wow.
it was horrible.
So,
Rich, it was horrible.
It
Seriously,
was.
like I'm sitting there flipping it. I'm like, and it was so telegraphed. It was so telegraphed that it wasn't even interesting. It was a slog to get through. Like everything that happened. And I'm like, unless this leads to something more, and it probably won't, because it felt like a filler issue.
It did.
I like it.
So it's interesting. They show Red Devil, or whatever the kid's name is, in the inside comic, but on the cover it's Tara. How do you not? I don't know.
And I think that's what happened. I think honestly, like Barlord says, it sounds like a massive troll. I think what happened, 100%, I think what happened was they decided, by they I mean DC, they said, hey, we wanted Static to be in the Titans, and then someone said, no, we're gonna change it all up. And then they said, well, shit, we already got all this stuff going. What are we gonna do? And they said, okay, throw in an issue. Throw in an issue. That way we have some time in order to change up this lineup and make it work. I think this cover was for the next issue, and they didn't have enough time for it to get a new cover. I'm telling you, I think this is damage control for them not being able to use Static in this. I swear to you, I think that's what this is, and it just feels like it. It just feels like it in my bones. Just it was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was not, especially after what they had been building in the book, and then it just abruptly comes to an end. They hug and they're done, and then this, and I didn't buy it.
Yeah, it was not good.
Okay, so next up is an Image book that I had no clue. Funny thing is, this is a second printing, so I didn't know it was a second printing. So This book came out a while ago, because the number 2 comes out next week.
Yeah.
So if you did like this book, or if anyone's interested in this book, there is a second printing of the number 1, and the number 2 comes out next week. So you will be able to run out and get this.
Do you want to read this book?
If you do. So there's a bunch of creators for this book. So let's get this done.
Steve, real quick. Steve, all of the covers are homages to something from the 80s. So this one, Double Dragon.
This is the one I got. I loved this cover.
Yeah, they're all homages to like 80s stuff, video games, and stuff like that.
Andrew McLean did the writer. He's the creator. He's the designer, and he did cover A. Alexis Zurit was the artist of chapters 1 and 2 in cover B, which is what I got. Ale Goffa is an artist on chapter 3. Sam McKenzie was the artist on chapter 4. Erwin Papa was the artist on chapter 5. Lyndon Redchenka did the lettering. And Dylan Burnett did cover C. So the funny thing is, there's so many chapters and artists, but when you read, it just reads. Like the art is so stylized alike that I didn't even know there were all these chapters.
Sir, I think that's not how it is. I think what it is the next issue was by that different artist. I think this was all the same artist. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what happened.
I don't know.
Because the artwork was so crazy.
The art was bananas. Like it was really, really, really. I didn't know what I was reading.
It did kind of come off like a video game fever dream. Like you had the guy who was a Catman, then you had a Cobra Man, and then you had like the Battle Brothers. It very much read like someone. It read like an 80s video game fever dream, and
mixed with G.I. Joe.
Mixed with
and Street Fighter.
There was a couple of like the two guys, the brothers, were like the guys from like Contra or Double Dragon. So it's always like when in these video games, you always have like a 2-player mode, and it seemed like there was a two player mode, and like the guy was player one and the other one was player two, and then you had like the boss with what was a tiger man that had the eye patch and the colonel's hat, and he was like directing, and then the snake villain, which is definitely Cobra Commander, and then you had the weird Baroness women, and then the people came and took off. Yeah, they flew off with the pyramid, and like you know what it felt like? It felt like an Adult Swim show. It felt like something that you would see on Adult Swim, and I'm like, and just the video game references were crazy. It was yeah.
It was a book.
Yeah. And if you want to hear, my rantings with my two friends, Super Zax and Jabroni Chief, if you want to hear us talking about video games, you can go on YouTube or any podcast aggregate and look for what is I forgot, Gaming Vessels, the Gaming Vessels podcast, and we record usually every week, and we'll put about 2 hours of us just pontificating about video games. So if you want to hear us guys talk about video games, go check it out. It's on YouTube, and Gaming Vessels, go check it out.
Oh boy, yeah. So
I don't know, this book was just, what? Why did you want to read that book? Like, you just thought it was cool?
Because it had a tiger on the cover.
Okay, because like seriously, because I was like, so I'm looking for this book, and I finally found it. It came out in February, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I finally found it, and I'm like, he must not know what's going on, or he liked it or something.
No,
he's being weird.
I just was like, this looks fun.
See, it was a Thursday night, and you were a couple of sheets to the wind, and you're like, I'm going to make Des read this.
I didn't hate it. I had no clue what I was reading, but I did not hate it.
This is the thing. Like, it wasn't bad. It was
very colorful. Oh my God.
The colors they chose were very much like a CRTV. So it's just like, yeah, it was just bananas. I don't know. So
yeah,
whatever.
It was cuckoo.
Yeah.
I could have.
It
was a weird book. But go check it out for yourself.
Yeah, I might actually pick up number 2 because it was.
I gotta know what happens.
Yeah, so the writer was the guy who was the writer and artist of Headlopper 2. So if you remember that,
yeah, I'm very excited for that. So in the beginning, it says April 22nd. Hang on to your head. Headlopper returns with a new number 1. I loved that book. I cannot wait to read it. I can't wait to review it and talk to all of you about it. The trade's probably out for the first one. In fact, I know it. I know it is. So, Headlopper, go check it out. Next up, oh my God, from Dynamite comes Thundercats X Silverhawks, Road to War. The writer is Ed Brisson. I'm going to screw all these names up, so I'm sorry. The artists were Gerardo Gambone, Andrea Akari, Chris Campana, and Elton Tomasi, maybe?
Sure.
Colorists are Robbie Bevard and Renato Pacheco. The letter is Jeff Eckelberry. And that main cover right there is done by Sebastian Perez. Yeah, we'll go with that. There were up to cover Y, so we almost had a full alphabet of covers for this book.
Steve wants me to get the show canceled, so I actually like this book. This was another contender for book of the week for me.
Really?
Yes, because it added something fresh and new to both of these franchises, and connect the world in a way that I thought was organic and it made sense. The artwork for both of them all of the artists were fantastic in this book. And I just like it made me want to read what was happening. We got a little bit of the past of Thundera and what was happening with them, and little I know. We got a little bit of the past with Silverhawks to flesh out more of their stuff, and it just I don't know. Well, I guess it wasn't the past. It was just some stuff that was happening with Silverhawks, and it just I don't know. It just I don't know. The properties always felt like they should be together, and it worked well. And I'm really surprised that the Tiger Sharks aren't a part of this as well, because I think Tiger Sharks, seriously, I think Tiger Sharks
I agree.
would have been fantastic for all of these. So like if
I
you're
agree.
listening, Dynamite folks,
Yeah, Nick, we can write it.
yeah, get that license for Tiger Sharks and we'll write it for you. Tell you. Because Tiger Sharks was like really, really cool. This was it was a fun story. Like I don't know, because they were all four individual stories, but they were all parts of a much greater whole that gave you more backstory about like the lives of the Thundercats and the lives of the Silverhawks. And I have to say, like the artwork was one of the things that really made it really special. But it just this is one of the first times that I felt like, okay, like this is not pandering. Like they're really adding something to the mythos of Thundercats and Silverhawks. Like I think Brashon really treated it as its own thing, and wasn't just trying to like nostalgia bait us. It was great. Like I liked it, really liked it.
So, in case anyone's wondering, the Road to War is actually what's coming up. There going to be 15 issues total, and it's going to run from April to the end of August. And yeah, this is going to be a huge through 3 books. So it's going to go through the main Thundercats X Silverhawks. Mumra the Ever Living is getting a mini series, and it's supposed to be an origin story. And then the 3rd book is Thunderhawks, which is going to be spinning out of the book because you are introduced to a Thunderhawk in the book.
Yes.
And she looks amazing.
Yeah.
I love the design of her.
Yep.
I love the idea of her. I love the Thundercats design.
She had the size that had the eyes on them.
Yes.
Like I thought it was great. Like that
and
whole design.
The ears with the bird hat or the bird head yes, it worked for me so much.
So
I want to know more. How did she get all that? How is she? Who is she?
And I didn't realize that Hydrosylum, that they were always set in the same universe on different planets. I didn't know they were on the same. Seriously, I didn't know they're like. I knew they had the same style, but I didn't know that they were all in the same universe. And the fact that they are together is just great. It makes sense. But yes, I'm serious. Rich and I will write Tiger Sharks. We'll do it. Okay, so the last one we were going to talk about real quick is Sentry. I didn't like it. I'll be really honest with you. I did not like it. I think Sentry is one of the most overused characters. He's terrible. I thought that Paul Jenkins did a fantastic job in his first outing, but once that first book was done, he should have went back into retirement. But Bendis liked him and brought him out, and helped him become the creature or the book that he is now. I do not like it. I don't really like the Sentry. So this book was a no for me.
I just want to say, Jay, yes, I love Bionic 6. Oh my God, yes.
Yes, Bionic 6 is great.
Okay, my biggest complaint about this book, everyone, was I have no clue where it was set.
Nope.
Because this wasn't main 616.
We don't know.
I don't know. They don't. And that was the one thing. Now, I remember last year, you and I reviewed Sentry #1, in which all these different people were getting his powers. Yep. Well, I stopped reading it, so I have no clue how that ended. But I guess Marvel doesn't care about how that ended, because Bob is back to being both Bob and the Void.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting how they brought up how the Void was born, lack
Yeah.
of a better word, and them trying to. Well, Jenkins was the one that wrote this, so.
But that's the thing.
Oh, I didn't even go over that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, Jenkins is doing some revisionary history. If
Yes.
you're not paying, and that's another reason why I didn't like it, because I
So
think yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
the writer Paul Jenkins, artist Christian Rosado, coloring artist is Matt Mila, and VC's Joe Caramagna did the lettering, and that cover was done by Alex Molive. Why couldn't you pay a little extra money and have him come do this book? The interior art was a very.
It was hit or miss.
It was yes, okay, kind of like you liked Batwoman's art in some spots. I actually liked the art in this in a couple.
See,
it was. I think it was over inked. I think it was completely too dark.
Yeah.
In some pages, I do like how they show the Void with it being Bob in his Sentry costume, but shaded.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like Bobby used to be, Sunspot.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why. I don't understand the purpose for this book. Why now? Marvel's publishing is just like Kelly said earlier in the chat. Marvel's just throwing stuff at the wall and really is seeing what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad this is only going to be 5 issues because I don't see. I'm going to be honest. The Hook, actually, I didn't mind the Void taking over and doing things. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, the balance is out of whack. I don't know.
Did like that. I did say Caramagna. I just don't understand the purpose of this book. I don't know why. I don't know when. I don't know where.
He's gonna be big in the movie, the Doomsday movie. So that's probably why. And so you can go out.
Because if we have 5 issues now, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, if they'll put the trade out, so it'll be a nice little pretty trade to sit on the stands when it comes out. I don't know. It's funny that we ended on this one because again, I started the show out, and my last book, I didn't hate and I didn't love. But my book for this week was Deathstroke all the way.
Yes.
Love it.
Go get it. Seriously, if you're looking to look at something new, and you have disposable income, definitely. And again, let me be clear though about the Sentry. I read the original Sentry, the Jay Lee and Paul Jenkins one. It was fabulous. The whole thing about it, everything about it was great. The mystery, how it resolved, everything was fantastic. It was perfect. But then Bendis had to go and mess it up. He's never been right ever since. Sorry, I don't know. It's a Bendis thing. So, alrighty, Kyle, if you're still with us, buddy, and thank you, Kenneth, for joining in. Kyle, if you're with,
you are gone again.
What was that?
You disappeared again.
I did. When did I can see myself. I'm right there. Am I not there?
Yeah.
It happens every time we have to change scenes because you went ahead and got Thanos early in the show.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, Jay, Deathstroke was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
All right. Let's it in, go. People.
I want to give this book away. Who am I giving this to? Gotta give it to Desmond. Nope, sorry, I can't do that. It's about my own. Space Case! You got it.
Congratulations, Space Case Collectibles 6018. You won this lovely, what's his name? Gerald Perel, 1 in 25 X-Men number 27. I read this last week, and McKay is really trying to do something with new villains. So
he's having fun.
He is having fun.
All right, everybody. There is no Mog and Mel after this. So we're gonna, close it out. We know that Kyle, needs to rest. So we're gonna call it right now. But we want to say thank you as always to everyone who stuck around to hang out and to listen to us two, geeks talk about comic books, and we love you being a part of the community. Like, share, subscribe, tell people about us, because we would really, 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 really like to have this community grow. So please do that, and hopefully, in the future we can meet you at a con or something, and we can chat about it. Also, talk to people at Dynamite to get that Tiger Sharks license, so we can be a part of the next crossover. So,
all right, everyone.
alrighty.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Same geek time, same geek channel, The Experience.
Yes, I'm Blackbeardy Dez.
And I'm Beardy Rich.
And above we have producer Kyle. And we'll see you all next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.